this is our home. Hi there. My next homestead garden tour is actually going to be our living space. And I'll show bits and pieces of it just to kind of give you an idea of what life is like for us. So behind me you can see we have our camper, and I will move away from it so you can see what all of it looks like. So there's our camper. As you can see, to the left is our outhouse behind my truck and our screened-in tent. Then we have our lean-to over there, and this is kind of like our living room area. So I built this whole platform. Actually, I didn't really build. I laid down pallets and built a platform so that last year we had a lot of water on our property, so we were constantly with wet feet. This year, I put all these pallets down to raise everything up, and it's completely dry. So there's always something in the way from us getting in here. This is our camper. I have no idea the state that it's in. So this is our sleeping quarters. I sleep here in the corner, usually with one or both of the twins, then my middle child, and then my oldest. And then we have a spot where normally a kitchen table would be, and that's another bed, and that's where my husband will sleep with one of the other twins. This camper is pretty much a dry space for us to sleep and keep our clothes. We don't really do anything else in here. We got this camper given to us from a friend who wanted it off his property. It was like, I think this camper is originally from like the 70s, and it's vintage, but not like vintage cute. We lived in this last year from June till October, and it was good. You know, is it pretty? Most certainly not. Would I love something nicer? Absolutely. But that can cost thousands upon thousands of dollars. This is better than a tent. So, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, it's a place to rest my head. And one of my favorite things is that we are co-sleeping as an entire family. That's really special to me, because who knows how long that'll last. One day we will all have our own beds and our own bedrooms, and this will all just be a distant memory. So this is how we are living. This is how we've been here, living here full time since July 1st, since our house sold. So we come out of the camper, and just over there is our outhouse. And our outhouse was built for us by an old friend who sadly has passed away. And it was built for a land we have up north. We've had plans on building a lodge up there. So it's got all of our little shotgun holes. And then we have a hand washing station there for everyone. So either hand sanitizer or water and soap, whatever you need. Where is it? Where is our screened-in tent? Right here? Okay, give me a second. Is this where you play in here, Phoenix? Oh. So this area that the twins are in right now is our screened-in tent. Me and my kids built these pallet couches this spring, and these are the baby's old crib mattresses. So it came in handy, and this is a really nice, comfy place for us to sit. The boys like to sit in here in the evening and do all their coloring and stuff, and they've got their nightstands with all of their books and stuff. Here's my chair that I usually am found working in. And then if you go through here, you enter into our living room area, our kitchen area, and our other kitchen area. So this is our lean-to area. Gentle, Heron, we don't hit. Yeah, go ask Sam. This is our lean-to area that my husband built last year. He felled a bunch of trees and literally built this up in a few hours. So this is our giant lean-to area. It costs nothing but a little bit of labor and maybe some gas with a chainsaw. And then we just did pallet flooring. So every now and then somebody gets a foot stuck. But that's what happens when you go with pallet flooring. Um, so over there we have a desk. That's the kids' coloring station. Sometimes they'll play toys and do other things while I'm making whatever meal I'm working on. This is kind of our prep area. This is actually my father's old drafting table that he gave to us. And these kitchen cupboards are from my, what would you call it? My home, the home that I grew up in. My dad redid his kitchen, and so we got a bunch of the oak cabinets, and we're using them in here. So this is where all of our dishes are stored. Again, another classic piece from my dad. This is where he used to store all of his paint stuff in, and it is our dry storage. It's where we keep a lot of our pantry goods, and nothing can get in there. Then we have water cooler, water station. Usually we have a big jug of juice here, but not today. And this is it. And if we want light in the evening, which we don't typically do because it brings in the bugs, we can plug this into our solar panel, into our battery, and we can get some light for a few hours. But yeah, so this is our lean-to area, kids eating station. This is where the kids will spend most of their time playing. They have a bunch of different things where you'll often find us eating. Here's our kitchen area. I built this last year, again, just using 3 pallets and a thrifted sink, and it works out pretty good. And here's the piece de resistance, my appliance. We are in a fire ban right now, so I haven't been able to cook a meal over the open fire for almost a month, maybe a little bit longer. So this barbecue is on its last legs, and so you can only use 1 burner at a time. So cooking dinner can take quite a while. And all of my cast iron cooking. We obviously just had coffee. This pot I use here for washing. So I usually have this shelf full of 5-gallon water jugs that I fill up, you know, every 3rd or 4th day. I dump them into here, heat them up for dishes. I actually do have a video of what dishes looks like here on the farm. And this is where the cooking and everything like that gets done. And then I have another little prep table here that I use for cutting and so on. So that, I believe, is this is our house essentially out on our front yard. So often you will find I do a lot of my videos in our lean-to. It's probably one of my most favorite spaces. Like I mentioned earlier before, my husband built it for me last year. Yeah, can you go ask your brother, please? I had envisioned with our property to in the long term to be able to host different workshops, and for it to even be like, you know, like a farm stand where people could come in and pick up or purchase vegetables, cut flowers, maybe in the long run meat, and some of the other things we make. But it was kind of an idea to have as like a workshop station and a dry kitchen. Last year, all of our eating and cooking was done outside, rain or shine. At least when it's raining, we have somewheres to keep our heads dry and prep food in. It was a great addition last year, and it's absolutely, to me, it's a work of art. I'm so thankful that I have a partner that is able to just whip something like this up, and I'm so thankful to my land that it gave me these beams to build with. And I forgot to mention all of the fencing boards that I used, again, were another thing that was given to my dad. My dad called us last year and said he had a bunch of stuff on his shop yard to come and get it, or else it was going to the dump. And my husband came home with a huge flat deck full of stuff from my dad. So the fencing boards have come in real handy with a lot of building projects as it's created that wall. And yeah, this is over there. I don't know if you can see it over by where the kids are. we have, I have a little table set up, and that's where if they have water or if they have juice or they want to make themselves a juice or a soda of some type, I have a lot of safe herbs for kids growing. And even if they just want to go over and munch, they know that the stuff growing on that table is safe for them. And yeah, I love my space. It sucks in the evening time because this year the mosquitoes are really bad. Without the water that we've had, we haven't had the water that we had last year. So our amphibian count is really low. We don't have as many frogs and as many snakes as we did last year. Last year we had almost no mosquito issue, whereas this year we have a huge mosquito issue. We do have a few more bats, thankfully, this year, but usually the mosquitoes start chasing us in around 9:30, 10 o'clock, or we're huddled out here with like our hoods closed tight. And it's a little bit of a different year not being able to build a smoke fire in the morning and smudge the bugs out, with us being on a fire ban. But such is life. Some years there's too much water and you can have all the fires you want, and some years it's really dry and you can't have any fires. So welcome to my space. I hope that this kind of gave you an idea as to what life is like for my family. If you have any questions or comments about our space, really no question is a stupid question as long as it's kind. You know, I'm pretty much open to any questions you might have. Yeah, this is our space. I am going to show you also my view from my space, and it's probably one of my most favorite things. So right now I am at my prep table, which I do everything at, and this is why this is one of my favorite spaces. You know, it's funny. I remember as a younger girl traveling parts of the world, and they did everything outside, and I was so jealous of these outdoor kitchens and just eating outside, and these kitchens that were just built outside that had a roof to protect you from rain, but you did everything outside. And so despite the bugs, I love my outdoor kitchen. It's a very happy space, and this space, my lean-to outdoor kitchen, makes me very happy. And I will also show you the great view we have. Hello, Phoenix. You brushing your teeth? So this is my view from the lean-to. So as I sit here and prepare meals or hang out with my boys, I get to look out on all of this space, and it just really makes me feel really blessed. We renovated our camper. We just realized that it was very difficult. Everyone's grown a little bit bigger since last year, so it was getting a little bit cramped. Plus we had a mouse move in. So part of looking for the mouse and making sure the entire camper is sealed up from mice, we had to take a portion of the inside of the camper apart. So I'll show you our renovation. So again, here's our camper. Each of my boys have a dresser with all their clothes, and then it's just kind of like my husband and me and our twins. So from the previous video, well, I'll show you this first. So here's all of our beds. Before we did our renovation, our camper, this was the old fridge and stove and kitchen sink area. But there was a pipe that was in here that we found a mouse living in. I had originally thought this spring we would take this out and put a little bed in here. But it was a little bit more of a job that I wanted to work on. But when the mouse moved in, my husband decided to finish it off. So he took all of this out and we put a bed in here. So one of our boys sleeps here. Now our big boys each have their own bed. So one boy sleeps here and one big boy sleeps here. Sometimes a twin will sleep with him. It depends on what the twins want. Usually when the evening gets started, one twin will sleep here and one twin will sleep here. And then when the big boys come, we will put the twins into our bed. You going night-night? Yeah? You're going night-night. So we've got the two big boys here, and then back there, my husband, the twins, and then myself, and then we've got extra clothes, towels, and blankets up there. We used to actually have kids sleep up there, but they would tumble out in the middle of the night and fall on us. So we've just put that up as storage. So anyways, thanks so much for being here. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that this just kind of gave you a little bit of what we are about. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, if any of you have lived in some semblance like this, feel free to ask away. I would love the communication with other people. So thanks for being here. Bye.